a very holy occasion, Guru Purnima. How many thousands of years it has been going on as a parampara, we do not know. But all over India, we celebrate this day as Guru Purnima or sometimes Vyasa Purnima. It is the beginning of the Chaturmasya. It was highlighted during Shankaracharya's time, but it was also there during Buddha's time. All the 4 rainy months, they settle down quietly, Buddha also, and teach people who come there. Later on they start wandering, parivrajaka, wandering monk. That is the old tradition. It is going on even now. Though rainy season is not so difficult today because of technical advancements, as in those days it was really very difficult during the rainy season to move about through forests and villages, etc. So we have this beautiful morning to spend in dealing with our own spiritual life. All of you, or most of you, have taken mantra Diksha, Sri Ramakrishna's name. What shall we do with this mantra Diksha or initiation? Generally, it is only when you get a little spiritual hunger that you take initiation. Simply a good life you live, you don't feel the impulse to get initiation. A good life plus something more, some spiritual experience, some spiritual affiliation with the divine. In the bhakti, therefore, this is an important milestone in spiritual life. When you take initiation, you become deeper in your awareness. We do continue our external life, but that external life gets a depth from our inner life. That is the difference between uninitiated and initiated people. There are uninitiated people having a depth life, but most people depend upon this help of an initiation to develop that depth dimension of awareness. Our awareness or consciousness gets a depth dimension. Normally it has sensory dimension, external dimension, consciousness constantly flowing into the world around you. That is our normal life. But once initiation comes, that consciousness goes to flow a little inward to touch something profound and divine within, which sages have discovered, have realized. So we also follow in their wake. We have not got it, we know it is there. With that attitude, we develop that inward awareness, and the mantra that is put into your heart during initiation is the name of the divine, the supreme divine, coming in the form of an incarnation. We had similar incarnations before, Krishna, Rama, etc. And they have become rather diffuse due to mythological associations, long ages. So the Lord himself comes again, as he promised, Sambhavami yuge yuge. And when we look at Sri Ramakrishna today, when we read his gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, most of us get the conviction immediately that that divine reality is manifested through this tremendous personality. That is how we develop conviction. As I did it when I was a boy, I first read the gospel. I had not to think twice. The first reading was enough. All my devotion to Shiva, Devi, Krishna continues, but through Sri Ramakrishna. It is here everything is concentrated without any argument. Even an adolescent mind could develop that kind of an attitude. And so we start our deeper spiritual life with the mantra. We are asked to repeat the mantra, try to meditate upon the divine, and change our course of life. Where there is evil, we have to bring in good. Kindness, compassion, all these Daivi Sampat virtues we shall have to develop along with the mantra. Without that ethical, moral, humanistic background, these mantras do not have any effect. So our character changes. We become more kind, more compassionate, more helpful, and in our family life also a tremendous change will come. In fact, I wish to stress some of these changes that should come in our devotees. We have taken Sri Ramakrishna mantra. A mantra is not a cheap thing. It is something very profound. As Ramakrishna himself said, Nam and Nami are one. Name and the named are one. When you take the name, you take the divine whose name it is. That is how name becomes an instrument to reach the divinity itself. So when we take such a great name into our heart, some changes have to come in our thinking. These great incarnations came not to please a few devotees with some mantras. They came to transform the human situation. They came to transform the whole world. Today, Sri Ramakrishna, you can literally say, he is the Guru of the whole world. People are running after his teaching in all parts of the world, eager to get a book about him, a photo of him. I get letters from Spain, from other countries also, Bulgaria, etc. We want books, we want photos. They don't get. Here it is easy in India. You don't know how to utilize that which is easy, that which is cheap. But today we must learn. To take the name of Sri Ramakrishna is not easy. You have to pay the price for it. A thorough change in our attitudes. We have got very wrong attitudes all these centuries. Today we have to change them. Make them more human, more divine. So that is why a devotee of Sri Ramakrishna should be the type of man that will come after say 100, 200 years of evolution in India. Now alone we have to start a new type of humanity. What were the faults we had in the past ages? Take for example, untouchability. The most wicked practice anybody can do. And yet most and almost all devotees used to practice untouchability. It never touched their conscience at all. They could sing bhajans, they could weep before the divine. We do all this. And coming out, get out from here, get out from here. That untouchability. Now this blot, Vivekananda uses the word blot on our religion, on our society, must be completely eliminated. Nowhere in the subconscious even, the sense of untouchability should be there. Those who take Ramakrishna's name, he himself, as you will see in one picture in the museum, Ramakrishna Darshanam, Ramakrishna washing the latrine of a paraya near the Dakshineshwar temple, praying to the Divine Mother, Mother, remove the pride of being a Brahmin from my mind. Make me the servant of all. That is the sadhana Ramakrishna did. So today his devotees must take up this tremendous work of wiping away the blot of untouchability from our society. The word is blot. When you read Swamiji's lecture in Lahore, Vedanta, a wonderful lecture, there you say, wipe off this blot. With tremendous force, Swamiji said that, and it is still on us. After 85 years, that blot is still in our society, So not only in oneself, but in society itself, we must try to blot it away. That is how we can pay tribute to Sri Ramakrishna and be worthy of being his disciple or devotee. This untouchability has many forms. Usual thing is usual untouchable, we don't touch, etc. But even in the household, for birth, for death, all sorts of untouchabilities we have. We have to banish every bit of them. They may be there in all the old books, in all the smritis, but they have absolute no relevance today. They have no status today. They all came in a particular period of time. The spiritual teachings to the past are absolutely relevant today. But the social teachings of the past, most of them are not relevant today. We have to change them boldly. So untouchability in various forms, including women being treated untouchable when they are in their menses. Even that is absolutely irrational, without any meaning in it, just a tribal custom, continuing throughout. So, to be a Sri Ramakrishna devotee is to be a little radical in our social attitudes. As I often put it, spiritually orthodox, socially heterodox. That will be our attitude. So many changes have to come. Love for the common people, respect for them, treat women as equal. They are not a tail of man. All the old books have written that women only is a tail of man. No particular status at all. Except as the wife of somebody, she has no other status. You will find lot of books in the smritis and all that. All that will have to go. That is why in this modern incarnation, Swami Vivekananda points out in one letter, the prominence given to women. Our nation needs lot of improvement in two dimensions. One is the common people, the other is women. Both have been suppressed. Can you imagine that Shudra and women are combined together in all our Smriti tradition? Shudra and women. Shudra has no right for the Vedas. A Brahmana's wife also has no right for the Vedas. No right for Gayatri. Her only work is to serve the husband, nothing else. This kind of teaching we'll find again and again drummed into the ears of people for 2000 years. Women also have begun to believe it, that we are like that, we are like that. Swamiji wanted to change it. Sri Ramakrishna wanted to change it. Sri Ramakrishna had women disciples. He treated them with the utmost respect, made them modern in their attitude, made them strong and self-confident, independent. So Swamiji summed up the whole thing, that a Ramakrishna movement is meant to raise our women and the common people, stand on their own feet, feel free. That is a wonderful idea. Spread of education, economic opportunity, all these must come to them. This kind of transformation of society is part and parcel of the great mission of Sri Ramakrishna. A saint and an incarnation. Lot of difference is there. A saint may bring a peace of mind to 20 or 30 or 50 people. His disciples there are there. But an incarnation is concerned with the total life of all society. Total life. Remember, there is the nature of incarnation. To change this world situation. No injustice, no oppression, respect for every person, dignity. All these are the product of the mission of an incarnation. Swamiji therefore carried this mission throughout the world. So in our society in India today, Ramakrishna disciples must be the most progressive social force. Think of that. The most progressive social force. What Ramakrishna and what Vivekananda, what Holy Mother, what tremendous progressive ideas you find embodied in them. The Holy Mother, though an orthodox Brahmin family, she treated everyone as her own. Christian, Muslim, untouchable, everyone. What a wonderful change it is. Why? She had a big heart, a big compassion. And what we lacked in India is the heart, the compassion. We never lacked in brain. We had plenty. Take all these priests, all these pandits, what tremendous brain, but an heart is like a chicken heart, that much only. Never could love people, never could help people. They put only more burdens on the people. All of you, when you do religion, you will find how many do's and don'ts are there given in your books by the priests before. And we are all tied down. The Holy Mother said, Sri Ramakrishna came to make religion simple, easy. These too many rules and regulations from morning till midnight, what you should do, and you have no freedom at all. You are just like an animal, just going on by instinct. That Swamiji said, that's not the way of human development. You must have freedom. You must have freedom even to experiment in the matter. So all these things you will get in Vivekananda literature. Unless our devotees read these 8 volumes of Vivekananda literature, they won't get the grip on the nature of this Ramakrishna's mission. It is there you will find tremendous elaboration of Sri Ramakrishna's ideas. Sri Ramakrishna trained Swamiji to be the instrument of his great mission. He himself passed away 1886. If Swamiji was not there, a few devotees would have come, have it every year one festival, Ramakrishna birthday, eat nice prasadam and go away. That would have been the end of it. Plenty of shouting will be there in the name of religion. But to bring good to humanity, Sri Ramakrishna had Narendra as his instrument, gave him all the necessary training and the spiritual power before he passed away. This power I give unto you, Naren. I have become a fakir today. I have given everything to you. With this you will do wonders in the world. That is Swamiji's status in Ramakrishna's mission. And in those 8 volumes, you come across the profound ideas, humanistic ideas, deeply spiritual ideas, intensely practical ideas of Swami Vivekananda. We can banish many of these little rules and regulations given to us in our books. Many of them are anti-human, many of them are practically meaningless, but some profound things are there. That discrimination we must have. That we shall get when we put all this in the context of Sri Ramakrishna and Swamiji and their teachings. That's why I said earlier, the Ramakrishna disciples should be the most progressive force in the society. We speak of progressive forces. Communists are considered the most progressive forces. That's what called in Bengali and all that they use that word. See, very progressive literature, like that they say. But what can be more progressive than the attitude of a devotee of Sri Ramakrishna who doesn't believe in untouchability, who respects the poorest of the poor, who respects women, who is ever ready to serve them. What more can be more progressive? So this kind of most progressive attitude we have to develop along with the javam and meditation that we do. Ramakrishna's mission doesn't end in a few devotees sitting 1 hour, 2 hour little japa meditation. That is only one part of it, an important part, but it must find expression in action, in human relationship. That is where we missed all the time. We had plenty of devotion, plenty of devotees. We will be weeping and wailing in the name of God. But as soon as that is over, we are the same old people in society, absolutely narrow, sectarian, believing in untouchability, exploiting other people. All this we did. We combined these two. Religion on the one side, daily life on the other. That will go today. Religion is meant for all time, a 24-hour religion, not half an hour, 1 hour, or temple-going religion. These things you will get in Vivekananda literature, that the whole of life is part and parcel of religion, so that what you meditate on and get through meditation will find expression in your life, in your conduct, in your behavior. If I meditate on love, hatred cannot come from my life. But till now it came. I hated people, though I was always meditating on God as infinite love. We never had a contact between the two, the secular and the sacred. That will change when we understand Ramakrishna's mission properly. He had a mission for the world. Swamiji came to advance that mission. You and I have come to advance the same mission. And that mission is for the good of all, without distinction of caste or creed or anything. It is for the good of all. What Buddha said is true. What Ramakrishna said, Bahujana Hitaya, Bahujana Sukhaya, for the happiness of the many, for the welfare of the many, not for a tiny minority of devotees. You have seen such things plenty. A guru, a few devotees, they worship him and they have a good feast in his name and the whole thing is over. There is no further reference of that particular devotion. This cannot be so. This must be dynamic spirituality, which can transform the human situation around us. Wherever Ramakrishna devotee is there should be a different atmosphere around him or her, because he or she has a tremendous conviction. This is true. This is true. I must live it. I must spread it. Not only living but also spreading. In this way, ideas spread. An incarnation comes, leaves a profound message in the hands of half a dozen people. Within 1,000 years, it has spread through so many countries. How does it happen? Because it passes through very great people with conviction. They pass on to others. In this way, it spreads. That is how an incarnation's message spreads in society according to Shankaracharya. In his commentary on the Gita, introduction, you find this sentence, Gunadhikayarhi grihidaha anushtiyamanascha dharma prachayam gavishyati iti. Krishna gave his message to Arjuna in the battlefield. Only two of them were there. Sanjaya could hear. The only third person was Sanjaya. And he put it through the Gita. Then slowly it started spreading. Through whom? Guna adhikayihi. Good people whose goodness is not what you call static, but dynamic goodness. That's called guna adhikarihi. Grihidaha. We take it. We understand it. We are convinced that it's truth. Then you spread it to the next person. Dharma prachayam gavishyati iti. Goes on spreading. In this way, even now you can see, 1886 he passed away. 1902, Swamiji passed away. 1920, Holy Mother passed away. Since then, thousands of people have come to understand this message and are trying to live that message all over the world, not just here only. Now this Vyasa Purnima, Guru Purnima, we are observing here. You will find people observing in Sydney, Australia, American cities, and France, everywhere. It's a universal experience. People join together to realize this truth. This time it will be a worldwide movement. This profound Sanatana Dharma, whose Guru Parampara we are celebrating today as Vyasa Purnima or Guru Purnima, this Sanatana Dharma will cover the whole world in course of time. People are seeking it, they are eager for it. Books are going round. What is our work? Whatever good we have, share it with others. Try to influence people towards the good. A healthy, happy family life. Based on that, we help others also. How to become happy. So that the petty quarrels and petty fights, all these things will be far away. Once the big idea of God comes into our heart, the infinite one. When I can put the infinite one in my heart, how can it become petty and small? That's what people must realize. I used to say, in old Delhi, all the lanes are 5 feet wide and big houses are there. No sun ever comes into that lane. And there you are living your lifetime. So narrow, so like this. Mind also becomes like that. You are living in a narrow place, your mind also becomes narrow. Take that man out. Put him in New Delhi, beautiful open roads. Take him to the air, everything is free. Take him to the space itself, everything is free. Similarly is the change that comes from a narrow molded mind to a broad attitude of mind. That change our people must get. Most of the petty quarrels and fights and peacelessness come because of petty molds of mind. That must change. so that a devotion that can transform my personality, make it a center of peace, harmony, love and compassion, and radiating it to others, that is the transformation we must look for through discipleship of Sri Ramakrishna and his Sangha. This Sangha was established for that purpose. The language used is Atmano Mokshartham Jagadhitaya, for one's own spiritual liberation and for the welfare of the world. Swamiji coined this as the motto of the Ramakrishna Vivekananda movement. Atmano Mokshartham Jagadhitaya Cha. The Jagadhita is constantly kept in view. What is welfare of the world? Not enough that I get a little peace. I had a vision yesterday. That is not enough. So Krishna is described Jagadhitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Krishna was a profound teacher who worked for the good of the world. Jagadhita. Today Sri Ramakrishna also Jagadhita. For that Jagat, for its goodness, Sri Ramakrishna came, spent 50 years of physical life and left a tremendous mission for you and I to understand and to implement. That is the work of a devotee of Sri Ramakrishna with this mantra that is within. This is an old tradition. We had first Gayatri mantra. Even today it is a universal mantra. Later on, when Bhakti religions came, it became centered in the personal God, that infinite divine, that Purushottama of the Gita, the same divine personality. All our personalities unified in its infinite form is God himself. That is the nature of God. God is the infinite personality of all the finite personalities that are here. He is the infinite one. The power of the infinite is impossible to conceive. So that is the nature of the divine in the Bhakti religion. Brahman and Shakti. Shakti is the personal, Brahman is the impersonal. The Shakti aspect deals to the world. All manifestation is from Shakti. That divine Shakti is the God whom we worship as the Purushottama. That is the devotion that came later on in our religious history. Then came the mantra centered in that divine personality. Krishna mantra. Generally, Vishnu and Krishna are treated alike. So, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya or Om Namo Bhagavate Narayanaya. Both these mantras are there. Krishna's name also is there. The mantra, it is much more general. Narada advised Dhruva, the little boy, on the way to the forest with this mantra. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Meditate on this, you will realize the Lord, he said. And the boy got that realization. Similarly, we had Shiva as a great center of devotion. Namah Shivaya, most universal mantra. So also Devi mantra is there. These are the more important mantras in our tradition. Now, these things have been worshipped, meditated upon by scores and scores of devotees. They have realized the divine form in that particular way, and in the modern period, after all this confusion that came for the last few centuries, to clear up that confusion, India produced a Sri Ramakrishna, who worshipped Devi, who worshipped Shiva, who worshipped Krishna, and even Jesus and the Prophet, Allah, etc. And he realized the totality of all spiritual truths and gave us freedom to choose whatever path we like. So a devotee of Sri Ramakrishna will have a large heart, a mind of comprehension, respect for every religion, never criticizing other people's religion. That is another important characteristic of a devotee of Sri Ramakrishna. Bahu sadhaker bahu sadhanar dhara dhyane tomar milita hoye chatara. This is a song by Rabindranath Tagore on Sri Ramakrishna, composed during the centenary of Sri Ramakrishna, 1936-37. The meditations and adorations of millions of devotees have flown and mingled in your meditation. See the language. Tagore is telling, he is not a devotee of Ramakrishna. He is a Brahmo. But he had a profound regard to Sri Ramakrishna and understood his inner greatness. So the first line is Bahusadhaker, Bahusadhanar Dhara. Suppose you are meditating, all that flow of current of meditation will finally go and join in him. Say that's the language. Bahusadhaker, Bahusadhanar Dhara, Dhyani Tomar. In your dhyana, milita hoye jitara. They become blended in your meditation. Like all the rivers flowing into the sea, all meditations flow into you, is the first line. Then, Tomar Jeeviner Asimer Leelapathe, Rupam Nutan Tirtha Rupnada Ejagate. In the infinite expanse of your spiritual life, the world is blessed with a new center of pilgrimage, Tirtha, a Nutan Tirtha Rupniro Ejagate. Asim Leelapathe, without any boundary, unlimited, infinite is your spiritual personality. That has given to man today a new center of pilgrimage. Desha Videshe Pranam Anilotani. That center of pilgrimage which you are is drawing the salutations of men and women from all parts of the world. Drawing is the word. Not that you give yourself. He knows how to draw from you. Such is the fascination. Such is the attraction. And then finally he said, Shetai amai pranaditalam yani. Similarly, I also offer my own salutations to you. What a beautiful poem by Tagore. So that is Sri Ramakrishna, not just a saint for half a dozen people, but a tremendous spiritual manifestation whose arrival or advent is meant to bring about a new state of human relations in the world itself. Less of war and more of peace, more of harmony, compassion, high character, deep devotion. All this will come through the spread of message of Sri Ramakrishna among the peoples of the world. And fortunately, this message is spreading almost identically everywhere. Some small way, some big way. Even in India, some states it is much more, some states it is much less. Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Andhra, these are very fine. A little less in Orissa, much less in Gujarat. The ideas are spreading. Maharashtra also here and there, it is there. But in many places, if you go to UP, Punjab, much less, very, very less only. But that will change, and people will turn. Where shall I get strength to face this modern challenge? They will find Ramakrishna, Vivekananda, Holy Mother, as the source from which that inspiration can come. That is our way of tribute to Sri Ramakrishna. What else can we do to please him? To do what he did and what he asked us to do. That is the best way to please a divine teacher. Jesus said it, Krishna said it. Jesus said, do what I have asked you to do. He who does so, he is the best in spiritual life. Same thing. Yedu dharmyamritamidam yathoktam paryupavasate. In the 12th chapter of the Gita, Krishna said, this is the great dharma which can take you to the highest immortal experience. If you live it and practice it, then you are my devotee, is the language he has used there. So, I especially wish to stress this point, that a devotee of Sri Ramakrishna must stand out with a special quality of humanness, of spiritual awareness, high character. People will look up to him. Yes, this is something wonderful. And when they come and ask, where did you get this beautiful thing? I got it from Sri Ramakrishna. That is enough preaching. Immediately that man would say, I also would like to have it. Who will not like to have something good, something positive, something strengthening? In this way, message spreads from one person to the other. Even now, it's just like a Sunday class. Somebody comes, then he tells others that others will come. In this way, many more are coming. Just like that in spiritual life, something has benefited me. Can I use it? Yes, you can. Do you help you? Then he also goes in for it. In this way, we become preachers of Sri Ramakrishna unconsciously, by our life, by our achievement. That is how we preach Sri Ramakrishna through our life. We shall also preach through mouth, through speech. We also do so. But the best preaching is one's own character. The Ramakrishna Vivekananda ideology is embodied in this person. Everything is positive, nothing negative. In the older characters, we had many negative things. Plenty of devotion, but negative things also. Here, no negation. Everything is positive, positive, positive. Concern for the welfare of man. Ever ready to help everybody. What can I do for you? That attitude constantly we need. And I'm finding it. Foreigners come and our devotees serve them with great devotion here and there. Madurai and other places people go. You simply mention the name Sri Ramakrishna, everybody is there to serve you. So the word service becomes worship there. Service with reverence is called worship. Otherwise it is just service only. Here there is reverence. We see the divine in the heart of all. One divine in the heart of all. Ego Deva Sarvabhutesha Gudaha. One single divine hidden in the heart of all beings. That's what the Upanishad said. That attitude we must develop, then great strength will come. I wish to stress this point. To do all these things, you need a lot of intellectual strength and spiritual strength. We have to study the Upanishads. We have to study the Gita. We have to study Ramakrishna, Vivekananda, Sharda Devi literature. Through this study, you develop a big mind and a big heart. Nothing small and petty can ever stay in one after studying this kind of literature. So that is what Swamiji wanted. A Vedantic Hinduism, a Vedantic Indian civilization. We never had this Vedanta before. That Vedanta came to us in small drips through the Puranas. That's all. And through the Smritis, with many, many negative features also. Disrespect for women you find in all our old books, except in the oldest. So today we don't want those things also. We want spirituality and a free society, independent, men of dignity, women of dignity, equality, that kind of thing. That's why we need much more knowledge. If you want to be merely good yourself, you need very little knowledge. If you want to make others good, you need much more knowledge. Therefore Ramakrishna has given the example, to kill oneself, a penknife is enough. To kill others, you need swords and guns and bombs. So if you study more, especially the Upanishads and the great Bhagavad Gita, along with the Ramakrishna Vivekananda literature, you get great strength of mind to tell people when they ask. And many are asking, and our people do not know what to say. They have read only just a few pages of some book. That won't do. Devotees become dynamic when they have that tremendous conviction coming from knowledge which they have received from authoritative, authentic sources. This is what we need to achieve in this modern period. So many devotees are there. What a strength it is. Mere number is not the thing. The quality of the devotion really strong. There is conviction within. I know this is fine. I know this is true. I know this is for the good of all. This is not a sectarian movement to destroy other sects. This is a movement to strengthen every sect, every seeker of religion. That is the greatness of this movement. We must rise up to that level. Swami Vivekananda was very particular that we should not narrow down Sri Ramakrishna's teaching. In one epistle, Swamiji writes, everything must be sacrificed to preserve that one sentiment, universality. Our movement is universal, not narrow, not sectarian. Everything must be sacrificed to retain this tremendous value called universality. Now, these are the things we get when we read these books. They go into the mind, they get a lodgment there, they become a conviction, they become a power to transform the human situation. That is the type of spiritual devotees that the Ramakrishna movement needs. Sadhus and sannyasinis are there. They are a very small number. But thousands of devotees are there. If they become dynamic, if they assimilate the spirit of teachings well, there will be a tremendous force to bring about a better state of things in our society and society abroad.